Hi, it's me again with CorelDraw Tips and Tricks Part 2. We're still trying to figure out what this font was. She gave me the name, but I can't find it like on DA font for free. And it'd be nice if you could figure out this font, all caps. I didn't take the time to look, but it's probably a block font. So we're going to type in block and see what it looks like. I don't know why Corel does that, and then you got to go back to block. No, it's not a block. It could be college block. I maybe don't even have it on this computer anymore. Anyway, if you ever don't know the name of it, you can always click on that font and then go downhill, and you'll at least be in the C's if you think you have something either, college or something that's close. Nope. Or maybe it's in the B's that are more of a block. Anyway, if you can't find the font and you want that font, if you're making this for a shirt, it doesn't have to be, exactly that font. But what we're going to do, just for an exercise, we're going to make this font. So I took the font out of the picture. I took the Smart Fill tool and I filled it in. And I normally don't nudge or move stuff. And then that's actually your font, but I'm going to move this one out of the way. And I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool now and set it on a different color just so we can see it work. And I'm just going to fill that in, nudge, fill it in, nudge, nudge, nudge. Now, they're going to be really rough. And the only thing hard about it is that we can't really align the nodes because they're not perpendicular to each other. But it's not terrible. But I'm only going to do one letter. And if you take the shape tool and delete all the interior nodes between the two nodes, then grab that node, hold down the shift, grab that node, and right click, turn it into a line. Now, if this letter, and you know what, it might even be easier to take that now, and we could always put it back to kind of this twisted font, because this would be a lot easier. And we could double click on it and move the rotation to that point. You could bring in an indexing line and put it on that point, and then double click. Whenever you don't double click on the arrow, you get that, and then bring that up. So now, or at least our T is going to be somewhat square when we do what we're fixing to do. Let's take all these interior nodes and delete them. Take these two nodes, right click and turn them into a line. Remove that node, take these right click and turn them into a line. I'm going to show you what I'm going to align in just a second. Now that one's going to be way off. So we're going to turn it into a line. Now, then take all these interior nodes and we can fix that top stuff. I'm going to grab, hopefully I can just lasso them. Right click and turn them into a line. Right click and turn them into a line. Now, you can see that these two aren't square. Well, what we also need to do is make another node there and go right click and turn it into a line. Now it's going to make up that differently, but we can always right click and turn this into a smooth node and completely change it here in a second. But we need to align these four nodes. We've got all four of them selected. We're going to go to align nodes and we're going to align them horizontally. That put all those on the same plane. Align these vertically. Align these vertically. You see, at least it's a square. Now it's a square box. And one thing we could do, and this would really help in this case, and because we're working, I'm so far up. Oh, there's the page. I'm working little this time. We're going to take this T and put it in the center of the page. And this will help a lot. We're going to cut this letter in half. I do this a lot. We're going to get a 2-point line and hit P, put it in the center of the page. And now we're only going to work on one side, and this is what I should have done from the start. And I like that kind of that curvature there. So let's go with that and maybe make this not quite so sharp. Make it more like that. That looks good. So we're only going to work on this side. We can actually take the virtual segment delete key and delete this side. And it would be nice if we had what the font really looked like from the start, close by. I'm going to say this is right click and turn this into a line. And then you could probably just visually, well, see, I got both of them selected. You could probably just visually make that work. I don't know if the other font, toward the bottom, what we could do is select them both and align them vertically. We need to right click and turn them into a line. So let's say that's good. I think it is. Let's take away our line. Control D and make a duplicate while holding down the control button. Move it over. There's you a T. Take your smart fill tool, fill it in, and you've got a T. Now, placing it back. Well, here's a good trick. We've still got this. We could take this and move it close to here if you wanted that same arch. And you can do this on all of them. And take that right there, double click and move the rotation of this to there, and then bring that, don't bring the indexing line, bring the T down. And you can see we've actually kind of maybe changed the size a little bit, but that's close enough for the video. And then nudge that over. And we're going to left click, right click. Now, I'm not going to do the other letters, but the other letters would be as equally as easy, except for the E. You can't really split it in half, but you can split the M and the I most definitely. Now I've got this, and so the same thing on, if you had all that ready, the same thing on the plaid, you can see your T, so you just intersect it. And there's your perfectly plaid vector T. So the M and the I is going to be ultra easy. The M's not going to be very hard. Split it in half. The I is just, I think it doesn't have any, let's look at the original font. Yeah, see, they're a little bit curvature, but who knows? There's no curves in the M or the E, or there might be. But just play around with it. It wouldn't take very long to do this. We could even try one more thing before I shut this video down. Let's delete the nodes 20%, see what happens. Nope, not going to work in this case. But this is easy. I mean, just delete. And this is a good, you can align these nodes, all four of these nodes to the same, pattern. Right click and turn them into a line. Go up here and align them vertically. So all those are going to be, now that might not be perfect because we're at an angle. This E is a little bit of an angle, but you can do the exact same thing I did on the T. And also on this, if you wanted, kind of hard to tell, they got, there's no outline. The red just runs right up to it. I truly hope that wasn't too confusing, and thank you for watching.